parents and students, thank you again so much for tuning in to Fat2Fit Finance. We are talking all about high school students, content that is geared directly towards you. We are stepping into B word. I'm not talking about that B word, I'm talking about a budget. Now, I know that some of you may not have even heard of this word. You may think you know what it is. You may not. You may have a negative connotation tied with it, and I don't want you to have that. So let's dive into what a budget is, okay? A budget is simply a strategic plan of how your income will be spent. So many people think a budget means restriction, and they think it's a bad thing, like they're punishing themselves, but it's the total opposite. Dave Ramsey, the financial guru specialist, whatever you want to call him, which is what a lot of my principles are based off of, will tell you that a budget allows you to spend without guilt. It's very simple. You know what you're going to make, or at least you have an idea of what you'll bring home for a paycheck. You know what your expenses are, mandatory, and what you may want to do. You allocate those funds from your paycheck to a specific category for every single thing. Every dollar goes somewhere. You should have what's called a zero-based budget, which means once you get done divvying out all your cash on paper of what you're going to bring in and how it's going to leave your house, $0 will be left without a title or purpose. I do this. I promise you it's not insane. I do this. Every dollar has a budget. It means when I decide to go shopping, I don't feel guilty about it because whatever money I allocated towards shopping, it's not taken away from bills, it's not taken away from the household, it's not taken away from the mandatory debt payments we have, it's not taken away from anything. So having a budget allows you to spend without guilt. Now, I want to look at a very basic budget of what you would maybe do if you were a freshman in college. Even if you worked a simple work-study job, which I did while I was in school. Trust me, I got all the financial aid help you could need. And work-study is a part of financial aid for a lot of people. It's a federally funded program. So, let's take a look at what a basic budget for, let's say, a freshman going into college could look like. Let's say as a work-study freshman, you work approximately 15 hours a week, because that's pretty reasonable, it's pretty standard for a work-study job, and you're paid at minimum wage. So bringing home every single week, you're looking at about, or every single month I should say, you're looking at about $375 per month. Now, that may not seem like a lot, but you can do a lot with that, especially as a freshman in college. Now, a budget doesn't need to be complicated. It can be the old-fashioned way on paper. Give you an example. You can do a budget on a sticky note. It doesn't need to be complicated. I'm a person that likes Excel, so I do my budget on Excel, but it doesn't have to be complicated. You can do your budget on a sticky note. Don't let anybody shame you and think, oh my God, I gotta have some crazy software to be able to do a budget. Do you see this? That's a budget on a sticky note. You see that? Budget on a sticky note. So this is actually budgeted out for that student that I was talking about if they made, $375 for the month. So I'm assuming, of course, that they live on campus. Let's just put some details out here. I'm assuming they live on campus, okay? So we pay ourselves first, right? We said that. You pay yourself first. So $50 in savings is what this student will go ahead and pay themselves. They're just going to put that in savings. They're not going to touch it. Another $40 they're going to set aside to invest, because we talked about investing. They want to have that $2,600 at the end of that fourth year when they're ready to graduate. So they're going to invest $40 a month, okay? They're going to, matter of fact, have it automatically taken out so they don't even notice it, which is freaking genius. All right, yeah, I'm holding up the sticky notes so you can see. Stay with me here. $50 for gas. If you're on campus, you don't really need to drive that much. Well, if you're on a smaller campus, which I was on, if you're on a bigger campus, I understand your classes can be spread out from here to Wazoo. So go ahead and budget for gas, $50. $30 for toiletries, okay? Because your classmates appreciate you showering. We've all sat next to that person in class that doesn't understand soap, deodorant, any of it. You're a grown-ass person now. I need you to shower. I need you to take care of yourself. I know that you may have some long nights doing whatever you are doing. I need you to shower before you come to class for the benefit of all of your classmates, okay? So toiletries, because I don't want you calling mom and dad because you ran out of soap. Campus activities. Now, I don't know what this fee may be. Sometimes it's factored into your student expenses, but just some campus activities. So, like, at my school, I went to I know it says Swole University, but this is just a fitness brand that I support. But I went to Trine, T-R-I-N-E University in Angola, Indiana, which is a private Division III school. And they were always nice enough to actually provide us the option if we wanted to be bused to certain games for football and basketball, we could. And you would pay like a simple fee of $10. That $10 would include pizza, drinks, a t-shirt. They would bus you there and bus you back, give you admission into the game. I mean, that's an awesome perk, and that's something you could pay for and not have to ask mom and dad for, right? So that $30 could go a long way for you. So campus activities, we're saying $30. Food for your dorm room. Yes, I put $100. It's like 1/3 of what you're bringing home. You are always hungry as a college student. It never changes. I don't care who you are always hungry. You could be eating breakfast and you're thinking about lunch, and you could be at lunch thinking about dinner. And once dinner is done and you've had those 3 meals in the cast that your meal plan covers, you feel as if you're still starved and you got to eat. And I'm very into fitness and health, but I still would not change all of the late night Taco Bell and McDonald's and Burger King runs. I wouldn't change any of those for the world, because they were some of the most memorable times that I've ever had with my friends in college. So have money for food, a substantial amount, because you can never have enough. Food is actually the #1 thing that people under budget for. So I probably over budgeted for you, but you'll thank me when you want to go out to eat and you got money for it. B-Dubs calls us all. All of us, okay? And then we're going to go to fun money, right? Fun money, because you got to pay admission for parties if you're a guy. If you're a pretty decent, really hot looking girl, you may not have to pay admission. But nonetheless, parties, shopping, more late night food runs. I don't care what you allocate it towards, just fun money, So I wouldn't have to feel bad as a college student if I wanted to go out and buy a brand new, I don't know, whatever you want to buy, whatever your thing is, whatever you're into. $75. Here's the caveat with this budget, right? Take this all out in cash, so you're not even using a debit card. You're going to feel that sting of using that cash every single time you have to spend it. Put a little binder clip around it, put the name of whatever this amount is for on that binder clip, right? People can think it's weird, but just listen to me. Just stay with me here. Once that money's gone for that month, for that item, it's done. It's over with. So if you spend all your $100 for your extra food in that first 2 weeks of the month, and come like that 3rd week you're hungry, I don't know what to tell you. You're about to fast at night once the calf closes, because you decided to spend all your money irresponsibly. So you got to be smart and strategic of how you're going to plan when you spend this money. But the whole point is you don't have more month left over than you do money coming in. So I want you to keep that concept in mind. You want to make sure that you're not outspending what you actually earn, because you're not in Congress, okay? You don't want to spend more than you make and bring home. That's a very stupid way to manage money, and it's one reason why this country is in so much trouble. But I'm not going to go off on that rant. You need to make sure that you are controlling your money and telling it where to go. Now, this is like good for freshmen and sophomores, but once you become a junior and senior, real world is going to come pretty fast and get ready to smack you in the face like Mike Tyson. So you may need to change things around a little bit. Maybe you're not spending as much going out. Maybe you're going out and your fun money decreases to like $25 because you realize you're studying, you're hustling, you're trying to get ready to graduate. And maybe that additional $50 you're not putting towards going out, maybe you put that towards saving more, because you understand once you graduate, you got to secure some things. You got to secure a place to live. You don't want to be at home with mom and dad. You have to make sure that you are ready to step into that real world. So your budget may change, but understand your budget is always going to change. It should always change. It should always be fluid. You should always look month to month of what's coming up. Different things are going to happen. Maybe this month you don't go home, but next month you do go home if you live on campus and out of state. So you may need to budget more gas money to get home. What I'm saying is parents are going to thank me and thank you when you're not in their pocket all the time. You're finally out of the house, and that's what they want, which means you should be able to free up some cash for them if you're working and bringing money in for yourself. There is nothing better than earning that buck for yourself, and I want you to spend it wisely. Okay, you will be light years ahead of so many other students when you understand how important it is to budget. So I thank you so much for watching this video about budgeting. I tried to keep it short, to the point for you. Always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please comment below. I understand I may get to the point where I don't always comment back right away on the video. So shoot me an email. You have my email address below, tj@fat2fitfinance.com. I'm happy to answer any and all questions that you have, especially if you are a student. I'll be so honored for you to reach out. I'm giving you the exact same advice I would give to a little brother or sister. I'm an only child. I have a god brother and sister, but they're actually older in that age where they're pretty much managing their own lives and doing pretty darn well. So I am here to be that big sister for you, to help you manage money correctly and really win. So I thank you again so much for tuning in. Class dismissed.